Welcome. Welcome to the University of Tasmania. Tonight you're here, I hope you're here for a debate, the God of the Old Testament, Jesus or Allah. So let me welcome you here, especially visitors that have come from other places. Let me give you a warm Hobart welcome. My name's Paul Scott. I'm a small business owner here. I'm part of the leadership group of a local church. But really that's immaterial to my role, so forget all that. I'm just here to make sure that the debate goes smoothly, to make sure people run on time, and to make sure that everyone has an opportunity to not only make their proposition, but for you as an audience to listen and then later on to respond. There'll be opportunity for questions later on, so may I advise you maybe to take some notes so that rather than at the end of the session, talking for 10 minutes, trying to get your thoughts together to work out really what you want to say. Take some notes and then we can have a really dynamic session at the end of question and answer. I would request you to turn your mobiles off, if you would. And just in terms of housekeeping, if you need the toilets, they're out the right-hand door and then down the steps. In a moment, I'll introduce you to our people here who are debating. But first, I'd like to introduce the student president, who will address us for a couple of moments.
Well, welcome along, everybody. It's great to see you all here. Tonight's going to be a great opportunity to flesh out some ideas and discuss them in a critical and hopefully an enlightening sort of way. I hope you walk away having learned something and feeling that it was worthwhile being here tonight, as I'm sure you will. Lately it seems that having a debate on anything can generate a lot of interest. I mean, people want to see Julia Gillard and Tony Abbott duke it out, right? Well, probably not as much as MasterChef, but yeah, like debates are still pretty interesting, and having one on religion might just have that extra bit of shock value. Because it's the one topic you're supposed to leave alone. Particularly in like everyday conversations these days. Like, it's gone from a public affair to a very, very private one, and the idea of a religious debate seems to fly in the face of how we do things in Australia. Who are you to tell me what I should believe is a popular sort of idea, or can't we just tolerate each other's beliefs about God and move on? Well, we could see it that way as something we just tolerate, like someone's bad hairstyle or something. Or we could see something of this nature as perhaps one of the more, if not most important things in this life to talk about. I mean, issues of truth, death, God, humanity and evil, they're all important issues where only one belief system will end up being true and all the others will end up being false. So yeah, I think it's worth discussing personally, and I hope you all agree with that. Now, most people in this room probably don't believe in the idea that all religions and gods are the same, like the idea where you kind of have a mishmash, like Voltron sort of style God. But this is seen as the tolerant view of the world, whatever's true for you, man, that sort of view. And while it's a great way to avoid like an awkward conversation, believing that, like you can't really live a life based on this. You can't have a philosophy based on that. You need to have strong convictions based on things like experience and evidence, and you need to test them against other beliefs, I reckon. By just simply ignoring someone and letting them be, like that's not really tolerant, I think. It's actually apathy. It seems like an excuse to be uncommitted to the deeper things of life, while also being able to do what you want without anyone questioning it or challenging it. It's been said that more and more people care about religious tolerance while less and less people care about actual religion. That's the sort of world we're in. And I'd argue that the right way to truly show you tolerate someone is to engage with why they do something and then seek to understand it and compare it to your own view. That's a positive view of tolerance. I hope you'll enjoy tonight's topic on the Old Testament God as we tolerate and discuss how our views differ. So I hope you enjoy tonight, and welcome along again.
Yeah, it should be an exciting evening. Let me tell you about how we're going to operate this evening and explain the format. We're going to have two 25-minute presentations, one after the other. The first one by Abdullah, the second by Samuel Green. Then there'll be 10 minutes for replies, and then after that a 3-minute conclusion, and then, as I said, that will be followed by a question time. We'll have a stopwatch and a bell operating, so that's reliant on me. So I'll begin timing with the speaker's first word, and then 1 minute before they end I'll ring the bell, and then at the conclusion of the time I'll ring the bell again. So if a speaker happens to go a little over time, that will be taken off their second segment. There'll be no interruptions. As I said, questions, please leave your questions to the end. Now, the proposition is God of the Old Testament, Jesus or Allah, and you can guess which one is taking which particular proposition. And it did actually occur to me mischievously when I was at high school, what we used to do is have debates, and then at the last minute they'd say, let's switch. And then you see how well your arguments are. So I was very tempted to put that on you today, gentlemen. I'd be interested to know how we went there. But let me introduce to you Abdullah Kunde. He's a medical student from the University of New South Wales and has travelled down here with his wife Doha from Sydney. And he is not only a medical student but regularly involved in Muslim-Christian dialogue. Samuel Green is a local person here. His wife Anna Petra is no doubt around somewhere. But he describes himself as a campus evangelist. So he's very good at jargon. But he says, is involved in Muslim-Christian dialogue. So I guess that's where the meeting of the minds is going to be, on the Christian-Muslim dialogue and on the apologetics from either side. So maybe without further ado, I could just invite Abdullah, if you'd like to take the first section.